Okay, hi everyone. This is Kiersten Hall with Fox Pointe Publishing, coming to you with another Fox Talk live event. Today is October 12th, and I want to say this is like our 15th one. It's pretty exciting. All right, we have on screen tonight, sharing with us, we have on my screen, we have Kayla Olson-Surface. She is one of our Illustrator extraordinaires. She does probably about 40% of the work. She's a busy person, and trying to get your project in with her. You're what, 6, 9, 10 months out? You're busy?
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. There you go.
It's worth the wait. Worth the wait.
Oh, it's definitely worth the wait. Kayla does a lion's share, as Kim does our other 40%. They're busy people. On my other side, I've got Carmen Tribbett. She is actually our very first author that came on with us. She took a leap of faith. She has got 4 books out right now. She's got her 5th one coming out, I don't know, November, December, I don't know. I have been so busy running around crazy. Anywho, but I know it's like November, December, and that's her 5th and final book in the Monster Dog series. And then she has a Caretaker's book for Alzheimer's coming out in 2022. Can you believe 2022? Isn't that
for adults?
Insane? Well, yes, for adults, and not told in first dog like the Monster Dog book series. Then I also have Helen Holder on here. She is the hashtag the Helen Holder collection. She has 6 books out right now. You've got another one coming out, what, December, January, and I don't know. You would know better than me. What do you have coming out?
Well, I have What Goes Up Must Come Down.
Mm-hmm.
Kayla's working on now.
Yeah.
I have a Gnome's Garden that Alyssa's working on.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Another Unusual Tale.
That's right.
That nobody's working on.
Okay, good. Okay, so there we go. And I was telling, I stopped out at 3 different libraries in north central Iowa yesterday, and I was chatting with each of those librarians about your gnome book, Another Unusual Tale, and the What Comes Up and Goes Down. And I can't even get the title right. What comes up comes down. But anyway, something to do with gravity. But yeah, librarians just they love the Helen Holder collection. And do you know how many times I've lost track how many of them look at your picture at the back of the book and they go, oh yeah, she looks like a 1st grade teacher. So there you go. But the books are excellent and they sell very well. Then we have Paula Basinger Morhardt on here with us. She lives, I think, in the prettiest, there she is. She lives in probably the prettiest area of Northwest Illinois and what is it, Joe Davies County? Or something. Yes. Yeah, I went out there. I spent a week or so out in her neck of the woods, getting some libraries and different bookshops and stuff on board. And it was just very, very pretty down there. Boy, if you haven't been out there, you should go. So there you go. But yeah,
come visit me.
Huh?
Come visit me.
Yeah, exactly. Go visit Paula. So you're up to what, 10 or 11 or 12 books now?
A lot.
You're right, a lot. I just told we're gonna possibly, fingers crossed, do a show in Chicago in February. And I told Paula, you're coming, whether you like it or not, we're going to Chicago. And so expect to see Paula. I know Katie Bishop is planning on being there. She's got a new noir coming out towards the end of February, and she's planning to fly in from Seattle and do that show as well. And I hope to have a number of other authors out there as well. All right, then we have John Levenick and Hannah, his giraffe, where'd her Halloween outfit go?
Oh, she has it off right now. It's getting some alterations.
Oh, okay. She's going for Halloween. Hannah, the giraffe, is going as a fighter pilot, right?
That's what she wants to do this year, yes.
Okay, all right, so there you go. John has a sci-fi fantasy first book of a many book series coming out on April 23rd, his son's birthday. It's been planned.
Darkness Stirring.
Huh?
Darkness Stirring, which is the first book in the Through the Shattered Glass series.
Yep.
And the next book is written and just needs to be all edited, and all that good stuff.
And are you ready to go through another gauntlet of editing on the second book?
Oh,
It's just so much fun, isn't it?
That's not the word I would use in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
My precious words.
I know.
I was going to say,
Your
Ready?
baby.
no. Are my
No.
loins girt for the battle? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, good deal. All right. And so actually, when John's first book comes out, coming up here in April, I'm going to get him to sign up for as many, I just lost the word. The cons, the sci-fi fantasy conventions. Yeah. Comic-Cons and that kind of thing.
Yep.
You'll do well at those, but more on that coming later. We are still in the process of marketing and publicity and all of that for him as well. All right, and then myself, besides comedic relief and the peanut gallery with the 2 cents, whether anyone listens to me or not, I am also sales and marketing and publicity, and when I have the time, I write books too. I don't sleep much, so there you go. Anyway, all right, so part of the Fox Talk thing we do is to make sure that we know that you exist, because right now we're just jaw wagging on Zoom here. You need to ask us a question. It could be any question. We have an illustrator on, we have marketing, publicity, we have many talented authors. Ask us anything, really. Otherwise, you're just going to sit here and listen to us talk. As for a question, we might answer you truthfully, and we might make something up. It'll be fun. You just never know about these things. Well, we're a creative group, so that's what we do.
Oh, yeah.
We make things up, and then we put them in books, and then people buy them. It's just great. Anyway, all right. So we will start off with. One other thing. I picked up some books. Okay, so for Paula, she has got. I'm holding them upside down. Okay, right now she's got what I have. There you go. Do you have? Is that the proof of the 4th one? Or no? You saw the.
And
Aha! She's got that one.
there it is.
I don't have that
So
one
there
yet.
is 4.
Okay, so I've got the first 3, and this is a cookbook series. Paula, you want to tell us about this a little bit?
This is a cookbook memoir series. I started out with Season of Harvest, which is all about the harvest season, obviously. I give 12 little essays, little memories of growing up, etc. And then I have a recipe from my grandmother's, great-grandmother's, mother's, mother-in-law's recipe boxes. The mulled cider recipe. She was so tickled to get that. And then there is Family Memories, which is memories of growing up on the farm and making hay and the meals and things, again with recipes. The 3rd book was Season of Harvest 2, which was a few things that I didn't have a chance to put in the first one. And then this next one, A Year of Celebrations, has 2 recipes for every memory. And it has all kinds of, like May 15th is National Pizza Party Day. So I have 2 pizza recipes in there.
Well, yeah.
So it's not your normal holidays. So there they all are, all 4 of them.
There you go. And those are the first 4 of a 13-book Baker's Dozen, all puns intended, series. They come out on a somewhat quarterly basis, so January, April, July, and October-ish. And I'm trying to keep some organization. What were you going to say?
If anyone out there likes to bake, I am looking for people to test some of these older recipes. So contact me through Fox Pointe or on my webpage or my email or something, and I will send you a recipe to try.
Yeah, she has more recipes than we know what to do with, and she makes all this. All I can think is I live 6 hours too far away from you, because when she first started doing these cookbooks, she would make all this food and then give it away for free. And I'm like, and my rose mulled cider story. Do you remember when we first met? way back when, and people were all excited. They were like, when is Paula's nickname is Mama Cat? It's like, when is Mama Cat going to be here? And they were all standing around with these empty gallon containers, and they were all concerned about when you were going to get there. And I'm like, what's going on? So she gets there. I tried the cider. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is good. And I'm like, not that, now Paula knows me, not that I would have ever cooked, but as a compliment, I'm like, hey, do you have the recipe? And she looks at me and she goes, you would have to pry it out of my cold, dead hands before I give you this recipe. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. And here she is, just putting it in a book for everyone to buy now. So there you go. She's changed her
And you
mind,
still don't cook it.
obviously. I still don't cook it. Matter of fact, did you guys read my post about how I just totally screwed up a thing of Jell-O a couple days ago? Helen did. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I put it in the freezer, move things along, and then I forgot about it for 18 hours. And so it was this massive ice block, and it didn't taste really good. But I found if you put a lot of whipped cream on it, I mean, anything can taste good, So there you go.
So it is.
Even my kid who eats everything in the house, he's like, maybe not. It's like, well, okay, fine. All right, so that is the Paula thing. So, you've got that's the proof. I haven't seen that yet. Kayla, you see
And it
that?
went to the printer.
Oh, very cool. Okay, I've got to check my emails and start ordering books.
Yes, it
Yeah.
just went to the printer. So
Okay, very
yep.
cool.
Kayla, it is fantastic. And by the way, Chelsea has the frog book now.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh,
Good. So put that on your calendar, Kayla, of things of good luck on getting on Kayla's schedule. So anyway, all right. So that's what I know about Paula. And so I'm going to give those 3 cookbooks away to the first person who asks a question. Really, put it in the chat box. I will give you 3 cookbooks. It'll be fun. Sandy Garlow. Oh my God, Sandy's getting 3 cookbooks right here. Quick question for John. What is the age range of your book?
Late teen through adult.
15 to adult?
Late teen, yeah.
Late teens to adult. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. And Sandy, thank you for asking a question. And I will put those 3 cookbooks in the mail to you tomorrow because I'm going to the post office. All right. So who else do we have here? Carmen, tell us about your whole process and your 5th book coming out and what's coming out next year and all that good stuff.
Well, the final dog book will be coming out. What shall I be when I grow up?
Mhm.
I love the last page because she narrates the books, as you know, and the last page says, "I wish you joy wherever your paws take you," which I think is a nice ending to
It is.
her 5 books that she narrates. But the book that's most important to me will be the book that has this as the cover, and it's the adult book for adults for regarding Alzheimer's.
Yep.
And reads, I think, maybe like a manual, but it is very important to me. And I think if it had a theme, it is you never know if you're doing the right thing, and you have to make terrible decisions legally and emotionally about you're a person whom you must advocate for.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious for that to come out because it's about Alzheimer's, and my husband had Alzheimer's for 18 years. The last 8 were difficult. The first 10 were okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I think about.
Okay. And for Carmen's book that I'm giving away today is Life's Lessons Learned. Short stories, great for bedtime stories, classroom stories, story times, that kind of thing. This is a really...
Yes, every book has, the dog narrates them, and every book has at least a couple of stories that mothers and fathers and teachers can use for discussion, like bullying and sneaking and so forth. Yeah, and I have this absolutely marvelous artist.
Yep.
And she just showed you the picture of the dog with the tummy from when she sneaked chocolates, and
That's
all the
Tossie.
books are narrated by Miss Tossie, who's past 15 now. And
Yeah.
Carmen is almost 90.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're gonna have to get some books out for your next birthday. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to have a big party. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to plan this. Her birthday is the end of March. I'm gonna have to plan this. All right, so that is one of the books I'm giving away to the next couple people that we'll be talking with. And then for John, since we don't have John's book yet, I'm gonna give away The Hitchhiker by Lydia Emma Nieber, and it's going to be the soft cover, and I've got those downstairs. But the soft cover, it's a standalone cozy mystery. And John, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what's going on in your whole book planning world and what's going on?
The gist of the book is you have the it's after the end of the long war, and the worlds are coming back together and trying to decide where do we go as a society from here. And one of the politicians finds some things going on behind the scenes that aren't what they should be, and it ends up affecting his family in a very, very personal way. And he ends up starting to unravel this plot that goes all the way to the High Council chambers and all the way underground as well. It's a far-reaching plot, and it's complex. The first book is Darkness Stirring, and it's exactly what you get in the tin is exactly what it says on the front. You get a look at the darkness, but you don't see what's inside it yet.
Yet.
The next book, which is entitled Stolen Dreams, you get to start seeing behind the screen and seeing what's going on, but from a different character's perspective.
Okay, cool. Well, I know that we have a number of our authors right now that are looking forward to reading the ARC, the advanced reader copy of John's book, which should, I think, be coming out here in November, by about mid-November. And I'll put that out there to anyone. If you like sci-fi or fantasy and you would like to read an advanced reader copy and hopefully, fingers crossed, give a nice review, get a hold of us either at Fox Pointe Publishing at gmail.com. That's FOXPOINTE publishing at gmail. Or get a hold of John through his Facebook page or somehow get a hold of us and we'll put you on the list to get an ARC out to you. How many words are in that first copy?
Oh, geez.
About 100,000?
I would have to actually open the file and recount because I don't remember at this point. But then I'm already working on what is effectively the 6th story in this series.
Okay. I would imagine if I remember correctly, Chelsea was pointing out that it's a good decent chunk. So about 100,000 plus. So if you like sci-fi, fantasy, and a good chunk of reading, then yeah, we are looking for you. You should contact us.
The entirety of Through the Shattered Glass, all the first 4 books, comes in at just around 1,000 pages. Okay,
so yeah, so probably 275 to 300 for the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you like to read, please get a hold of us because we need advanced reader copy people. Anyway, all right, so the next one up that we have, okay, so then Helen, you want to tell us about what you've got going on, and how excited are you about this weekend? And you're muted.
I don't know whether to be excited or worried, but how
It could be
many
fun.
people are going to be there I have to talk to?
You've done well so far. It's just more people. All I can say is for Helen and everyone else that's going, get there at like 6, 7 a.m. Hang out in your car. Well, like Helen went to Hackensack with us, Hackensack, Minnesota, and I told all the authors there, get there at 6 a.m. Eat donuts and coffee in the car, whatever, just to have a parking spot. The same rings true for the state fairgrounds. If you want to not park in Bloomington and take the train or the bus in, get to St. Paul at 6 or 7 a.m. or at least park your car somewhere. But anyway, all right, tell us about the different books. Tell us about another unusual tale that no one's working on, because that's one of the books I'm going to give away tonight.
Well, the unusual tale, I don't know if it's a mistake or not, but I ended up saying that the knight and the princess would get married, but that was a story for another night.
Yeah.
So then I had some kids who read it and said, okay, so it's another night. Where's the story? So I was stuck with that one. So I consulted with my second grade grandchild, and she gave me lots of things about how the knight should romantically ask the princess to marry him. They
Okay.
don't turn out well, but
Is the dragon invited?
yes.
Well, yeah, they're business partners. So there you go. An unusual tale. And then tell us about the new Gravity book that I can't seem to get the title straight on.
Well, what goes up must come down. It just is a series of things where people do something, throw something up, and it doesn't come down. So then what happens to it?
That's a good question.
And my goodness, Kayla is doing an outstanding job. It's so fun.
Mhm.
There's a lot of character in the characters. Let's put it that way.
It'll be fun.
And then let's see the other one. Oh, your garden gnome book. How's Alyssa and all of that working?
Well, I've just seen her very, very beginning ones. So I haven't seen any pictures lately, but there are some good ideas that actually the editor threw out for
Okay.
putting in the pictures and things. And it's just, the pictures that Alyssa's done so far were really neat. So
Oh, good. I
hope she's having a good time.
between the people I talked to at that wholesale show and the libraries I've been talking to and stuff, honestly, gnomes, man, that people are just nuts for gnomes. Really, I mean, there are little dolls all over the place and drawings, and yeah, and so they're looking forward to that, and they like the fact that your garden gnome book could be coming out in the spring when the gardening and the flowers and all that.
In time for everybody to make their garden very gnomey.
Well, Paula, do you have any gnomes in all your gardens?
I have, no, actually I have, well, yes, I do. I have gnomes and fairies all over the place. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And how large are your gardens? Are we talking acres or what do we got?
I have 2 acres, and yes, they're tucked away here and there everywhere. So
You've got a little thing of grapes too, don't you? If I
yes,
remember
grape arbor.
correctly. Okay.
Yes,
All right. And that's what you
Yep.
make your grape syrup and
the grape jelly. Yep, and then
Yeah.
we've got the apple trees that we make the cider from,
yeah.
and
Oh.
we have peach trees, and we have cherry bushes and strawberries and black raspberries,
You could,
and gooseberries and ground cherries.
yeah, you could literally just eat all the way through Paula's yard, never have to go into town. And on the fields, is it sweet corn back there or is it feed corn?
No, it's regular field corn, but I've also got 3, 4, 5, 6 garden beds in great big tanks that I
Yeah.
grow all my vegetables in. So yeah, you could come in the spring and we'll, because I forage as well. So we'll pick mushrooms and we'll pick some of this and some of that, and we'll just eat our way through the season.
Exactly. That sounds perfect. We're all going to Paula's house. There you go. Party at Paula's. There you go. All right. And then Kayla, tell us about what you've got going on in your world and projects you're working on.
Well, this week I'm working on finishing up What Goes Up Must Come Down Sometime by Helen Holder. It's a cute one. It's really fun. So having a good time with that. And I'll get that to her as soon as possible. And then after that, I'm going to be working on Bobby Bear Book 4, Bully Bears, Bobby Bear and the Bully Bears by AJ. So that'll be good. And yeah, and then I have a whole lineup of other books. So.
Yeah. Literally, when Kayla says good luck getting on her schedule,
It's
really. That's what it was. All right. Speaking of AJ, and for Kayla, I chose one of her most recent, Hearth and Gnome. Sold 3 of these books yesterday to the different libraries. Okay, first of all, that's Birth the Gnome, and that's what Brandy the dog. And I can't remember. It must have been just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, probably. I was sitting there looking at that dog going, man, I know that dog somewhere. Oh, it's Willow. It's
Willow.
Yeah, it's Kayla's dog, Willow. And it's like a little slow on the uptake here.
I
Like,
had a model to.
yes, you did. And you did a lovely job. This is just a cute book. Gnome for the Holidays comes in paperback and hardcover, and they wind up saving their family's Christmas. So that's one. And then I was thinking, oh, I could give out another book for I Do. You know, I have my first book, I Do, and I thought, no, we're going to just change it up. And by the way, if you're logging on, you're like, what are these people talking about? If you want to put a question in the chat box, we will give you a free book. It works. It's pretty slick. And well, Sandy so far has won 3 cookbooks, and so she's taking those and putting in the post office tomorrow. But if you want to come up with a question for any one of us, you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 authors here. You have one illustrator extraordinaire who you really have to book way in advance to get on her calendar. And we've got sales and publishing. We have a retired nurse and a retired teacher who can tell you all about Alzheimer's, and she'll get on you if you don't have enough sleep. And I speak from experience because
Right.
there you go. That's Mom Carmen to me, and she rides me if I don't get enough sleep. And anyway, so the what?
And it's been researched.
I know it's been researched. I got like 8 hours of sleep last night, so I'm pretty cool. Yeah. All right. The book that I'm giving away is Itchy Pants, and that's Boogly. There you go, Boogly.
Wrote it.
And this is by Raven Ekman. And just kind of give you an idea, Boogly here, he lives under Henry's bed, and he would love nothing more than to be friends with Henry, except Henry is afraid of the monster that lives under his bed. And Boogly's not scary. He doesn't understand why Henry thinks he's scary. So he decides, well, maybe I need to be more like Henry, and then Henry would like me. So he decides to try on pants like Henry. The only problem is they're itchy, because little monsters aren't supposed to wear jeans. I mean, no, he does a pretty good job. But so the pants idea goes out the door, and eventually Henry and Boogly wind up meeting each other face to face, and they realize that although they look different, they're all pretty much the same. They're little boys, and they wind up being friends. And this is the first in, I think, a 5 or 6 book Boogly series. And they tackle different issues that kids run into. So the moral of this story is you don't have to be exactly or look exactly like someone else to be friends with them. And if you look further down on our page, on the group page, if you're watching this right now on Books by Fox Pointe Publishing on our Facebook group page, Boogly is having a Halloween costume contest. So if you want to try dressing up like Boogly, it's open to kids in American households 0 to 8 years old. We're giving away 3 prize packs, 3 Adventure Boogly prize packs, worth $200 each, $100 of any books you want. And then about $100 worth of boogly gear. So a t-shirt and a hat and a backpack and a water bottle and all that kind of thing. And that is right now through October 31st. And all the information's on there. You send a picture of your little boogly dressed up and there you go. All right, so if you are watching and wondering why I'm yabbering on about a cute little yellow monster, all you need to do is ask us a question. Ooh, Dan is on. What is the book I do about? Oh, well, okay. All right, I used to shoot professional wedding videography and I've done 1,403 weddings in my life and I'm really glad I don't do that anymore. Oh my gosh, but I've seen things and when I finished, I stopped shooting around 2005, 2006. And I thought, I've seen so many fun things and I have. I knew I was going to get older and then I'd forget. And sure enough, when I open it up these days, I'm like, oh, totally forgot about that. But I have seen so many fun things. Let's see, I've seen goats at the top of the IDS building in Minneapolis. Tornadoes going past the church by like half a mile. Okay, that wasn't fun, but there you go. Reception halls on fire, fist fights in parking lots, people getting arrested. There's a wedding story in there. Way back when, oh my gosh, like 1996. I was hired to do a wedding at Walt Disney World Resort. And I will tell you, if you're ever invited to a Walt Disney World Resort wedding, clear your calendar, get your butt on a plane and go. Because Walt Disney World, first they've got the motto of be our guest, and whatever, and white glove service. And it's always just impeccable when you go to Walt Disney World. But be part of a wedding party that throws $100,000 their way. Oh my gosh, the party is on. It's just incredible. So again, to the people that got married on November 6th, 1997, thank you so much for hiring us, because all those years ago, I still remember it. It was just crazy. And so to Daniel Johnson, that's what the I Do book is about. It's a humorous memoir, and it's just funny. And for people who are planning on getting married, you learn from other people's mistakes of what to avoid. And for people who are already married, they're usually like, oh, thank God that didn't happen at my wedding. So anyway, all right. Okay, so I will get a hold of you, Dan, later afterwards and find out what book you want. You have your choice of Itchy Pants, Hitchhiker. I think he was at the Mankato book show here a few weeks ago, and I know he bought 2 or 3 books. I can't remember which ones. So get a hold of me. I'll get a hold of you. We'll figure out who's doing what. All right, the floor is open. We're waiting for more people. Please ask us a question. Otherwise, we're just going to jaw wag on about things. Who wants to talk about whatever they're doing? Okay, Paula, you're up.
Well, number one, I want to talk about the book that Peggy is illustrating for me, called This is the Bear. She's almost done with the illustrations. We've had quite some ups and downs and going back and forth with this poor bear. So it's a children's picture book, and we're having a lot of fun with it. It's going to be a really fun book. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm going back to my roots, and I'm going back to poetry. And I have some, it's kind of dark, into the forest type of poetry. I'm working on a book that is, I'm actually having a lot of fun working on that one. And then of course, I'm still trying recipes. If you see that large stack of papers back there, those are recipes that I have to still try. So
Helen,
if you want to try a recipe.
Helen, you bake, don't you?
Uh,
Okay, never mind. I know Kayla does some baking. Kayla, well, she cooks things. She writes to us. She writes these weekend, here's the end of the week emails about, what she's put in and, turned in and what projects she's working on and stuff. Because, I mean, it's just insane with
I
her
think
calendar.
Kayla's probably busy enough right now.
Well, but, she writes to us and just this last weekend, she's like, she tells us what she's eating while she's
Oh,
emailing.
like typing.
Yeah, and so she's like, I'm having spinach and what? Ravioli, spinach and cheese
spinach
ravioli.
cheese ravioli.
So she
something.
sends us all these wonderful emails, and I'm sitting over here going, I burn popcorn. Can I come to your house? Well, I mean, I make Jello ice chunks. Can
I
I
think
come
it
to
was
your
once
house?
where I was like, I'm eating popcorn for a meal, and you're like, same.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I love reading her emails because they sound so wonderfully delicious. And then I go downstairs and open my freezer and see a Jello ice chunk. But you know, again, Cool Whip can make
Cool
things
Whip.
better. Lots of Cool Whip, yes. And so, so if
Well,
there's anyone
I
out
wrote
there,
about the Amish friendship. I wrote about the Amish friendship breads and how it
Mm.
enslaves you. So that's what kind of cook I am.
It does. It
Okay.
does indeed.
well, see
Well,
that's what I was thinking about. If you're making Amish bread that I don't know about, and it's probably good that I don't. But
No,
you know, you
you
can put
don't.
The
Cool
whole
Whip on it.
article it gets done, I've gotten rid of it, all of it. So
Okay.
because it's pretty soon, it's like, oh, I have to massage it. I have to go get more sugar.
Yeah.
I have to
I have
Car-
to feed the bread.
make
Oh,
more
no.
bread.
Carmen, have you done this Amish bread thing they're talking about, friendship bread?
Oh,
And yeah, Helen
But I
tried to
don't
explain
start.
it once to me, but
but in my younger days, we entertained a lot and I love to cook, but I don't cook much now.
yeah, you said you've got a guest book with 300 individual names.
360.
Yeah, individual names that have been to her.
notebooks. Yeah,
Have what?
and I have 5 notebooks, yeah.
Yeah,
The meals that I
Wow.
served.
of
And I'm counting
individual.
these people, that's 360 people who get counted the first time.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, then you have repeats. So yeah.
And I have the records of what I served and what china, I
wow.
used, and which dishcloths. And Ken loved to entertain, so we'd have small groups. Yeah, it was wonderful.
The
Well,
thing that, oh, what?
There was the time that I made lasagna for people coming to my house. And as I'm putting the last layer of cheese on, I realized that a big piece of my spatula is somewhere in the lasagna. Do you throw everything out?
Oh, no.
I thought it was a big enough piece that anybody would notice. So I just announced whoever got it got a prize.
Yeah. You get a free piece of
Fortunately,
spatula.
nobody did. It was in the leftovers I had the next day.
Oh, good.
I love it.
Good. Well, Paula and I have a mutual friend. Her name is Michelle. She is an excellent cook. I mean, she's just excellent in her creativity and her seamstress and her cooking and whatever. Anyway, I remember us standing there. We were camping at the time, and I mean, she makes these homemade ice creams, these
Oh.
bourbon and coffee ice cream and lavender and lemon ice creams. I mean, just again, I make frozen Jello ice chunks. But anyway, so I'm standing next to Michelle and I'm talking and just she's making this butterscotch pudding. And she's under like this overhang, an awning, and this earwig fell off and dropped right into the pudding while she was mixing it. And she's like, I'm like, oh my God. And she goes, oh, just extra protein. And so when it was put out for people on the buffet, you know, I was like, I really want some, but And so now every time I see butterscotch pudding, I'm like, earwig. Ooh. And that was years ago. So yeah, it
And she
follows you.
did fish it out later.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But yeah, her ice creams are just wow.
Oh, yummy.
Wow. Michelle, you should do this professionally, sell them. I would order cases. Yeah, I would come down and get them. So there you go. All right, you guys need to ask questions so we know you exist out there. You've got 5 wonderful authors, 1 illustrator extraordinaire on air. Otherwise, we're going to talk about earwigs and pudding and Amish bread and stuff. All right, John, what's the weirdest thing you've ever cooked or the strangest thing that's ever happened? You're a pretty good cook. I've seen your Facebook posts too. Like you make things. And
Yeah, I pale in comparison to my ex-wife, or my late wife, I should say. My my son Evan has inherited his mother's cooking prowess. I do a mean barbecue. Brandon, my eldest, is a baker extraordinaire.
Okay.
He inherited the baking side of his mom's prowess. I mean, she was a chocolatier and a candy maker for years.
That's right. That's right.
And one of the oddest and best ones we did is when Misty and I were first married, we were actually we actually were sharing an apartment house with one of our friends from college.
Okay.
And we decided, since we were all college students and broke, we we're going to do chili.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the one tasked with it. So I put the chili together and put it in the pot. And later on that afternoon, Jacob comes through. He takes a taste of it. No, it needs a little more chili powder. Dumps some in.
Oh no.
Oh yes. I tasted it a little while after that. No, it needs something else. It needs a little more salt. Misty comes home from work after all day. No, definitely needs more of this, more of that, more of this. And so we have now 3 people that live there.
Mm-hmm.
And who have been adding their unique twist to the chili. Well, Jacob's friend James comes over. We're talking. He goes into the kitchen to get himself something. He decides it needs a little more pepper. And then I forget exactly what happened. It was something along the lines of, I think it was, one of the members of the Highland Area Gaming Group. Their car had broken down, and we were the only people they could get a hold of. So we all piled into the car, left the chili sitting there simmering on the stove over a very low heat. 4.5 hours later.
Oh, a burned pot.
No, well, the bottom layer was this lovely black caramelized bark on the bottom.
Yeah.
But everything that wasn't charred was absolutely freaking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It started at the tip of your tongue, and the heat didn't stop until it hit your earlobes.
Yeah. Well,
And it was some of the best chili any of us had ever made. And unfortunately, nobody had the recipe because there wasn't one.
now, John, speaking of baking and such, are
Yes.
you doing any of Paula's recipes?
I was going to talk to her about that because I'm sure Brandon would love to try some of her recipes.
Okay. That would be
And
good.
actually, I've been hesitating to even mention to you because I know you'll want books. But yes, you. Both Brandon and Evan have their own recipe books that they've put together
Very cool.
of their favorite.
John,
their
John,
favorite
have I
ones.
not told you, don't say stuff like that to Kiersten?
Hey, if
Little radar.
she'll have to talk to them about that. I'm not putting her in touch with them yet.
Okay, no worries, no worries. We have a question. Okay, first of all, Amy, AJ, wants to know if there's any recipes for zucchini. Paula, do you have any zucchini recipes? Because she has a ton in her freezer from her garden. I don't know
I
if
think so. I'm gonna check and get back with her.
okay, because if you guys saw her Facebook post, I mean, these are wonkin' huge zucchini. She's got a little garden plot out at her house. And she's told me she had really never done a lot of gardening. She thought she'd really kind of give it a whirl this year. And after I know it was dry. And then there was rain and everything just exploded in her garden. So yeah. So there you go. And then, Daniel Johnson said, how are you, Amy? So AJ is not on right now. But AJ, if you want to get a hold of Daniel Johnson, I think I'm pretty sure he bought your Hearth and Gnome last week or 2 weeks ago in Mankato. I don't know. That was like 2 weeks ago. Anyway, all right. So we've got 16 more minutes. If you want to dial in and ask us a question in the chat box. I've got 5 more books to give away. We've got Hearth and Gnome by A.J. Sullivan. We have Itchy Pants by Raven Ekman. I have An Unusual Tale by Helen Holder. I've got The Hitchhiker in paperback by Lydia Emma Nieber. And I've got The Monster Dog, Life's Lessons Learned, which this came out, what, last March? Was it last March?
Last year. I'm not sure.
Last year? No, didn't we put, no, I don't know. I can't remember. Okay, well, previously, we put that one out. I want to say that was your birthday one for last year, or this past year. Did it come out in March or April? I really can't remember. Hold on, please. We're looking. Now it's going to be a question that's going to plague me. This really is
It
just.
says November 2020.
Oh, okay. November 2020. My gosh, time flies, doesn't it? It really is a pretty book. And I love the little paw prints throughout.
Oh, well, and it's got, I think, the best story I've written is in that book.
Which one is that?
Smiles are nice.
Mm-hmm. But the dog doesn't speak snowman and the snowman doesn't speak dog.
And he was friendly and I smiled back at him. We smiled at each other as I thought, well, that's okay. Smiles are nice.
They are nice. Tell us actually about 1 or 2 of the stories that you have in your upcoming book. What shall I be? What does she want to be?
Oh, she starts out, she says, I'm so brave. And so she decides to be an astronaut. And then she says, I'm Chinese and Tibetan, but I was born in America, so I can be president.
Mm-hmm.
And then she decides maybe she'd be a veterinarian.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes our little friend Connor, who got a puppy for Christmas, and names him. And he doesn't know he's going to be in the book. And she says, Connor got a new puppy for Christmas and he named him Otis. And then she talks about vaccinations and being a vet. And I love the ending. The last page says, because this is the last book, I wish you joy wherever your paws take you, which I think is kind of a nice ending.
That's a very nice ending. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
The rest of the books are mostly bedtime stories, as you know.
Well, yeah, people have been doing them for bedtime stories, in classroom stories. Matter of fact, I need
Always
to
a
talk
couple,
to you.
There's
Yeah, I
always
need
a
to.
couple that can be used as teaching,
Yep.
like bullying and so on.
And I need to talk to you about going out to Woodson again and doing
Yeah.
another year. You've got a whole new crowd of people out there, to new kindergartners every year. Okay, we have some, all right. So AJ writes, when will Kayla post more artwork on her site? And actually, you can tell everyone about your new website. She's got a lot of websites.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
tell us about them.
yeah, I just put some artwork on Society 6. And then I'm gonna try to upload more, but I'm busy working on the books right now. So that's gonna probably be a while until I get some more artwork on there. But and then on my different websites, mostly on Facebook, I post kind of updates here and there. So and then I try to stream on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, my art every once in a while. I just streamed Helen's book, What Goes Up Must Come Down, maybe a couple days ago. So AJ, you just have to join me on my streams.
There you go. And actually, I'll tell everyone on here, whatever you put on Facebook, for your books, or Paula does this already. She comes up with funny cartoons and she puts it onto the Books by Fox Pointe group. Do that. Otherwise, when I get on, if I see like Kayla stuff or Helen's or Carmen's or John's or whatever, I'll share it over to the group. But since there are some times that I'm on the phone or on the road or, just staring at a wall because I'm trying to reset my brain, or making really bad Jell-O, please take the initiative and post it on there for other. But yeah, Kayla's got her Twitch where you can see her putting everything together, and she flies through the screens and she puts these things together. Yes, I have been on there. And it's fascinating. I mean, I am the least artistic. Put it this way, I have creativity, but between going down my arm, something gets totally lost. And so it's nice to see all this creativity. And then Society 6, so Society and then the number 6.com/Kayla Olson-Surface, or what is it?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, if you look on the Books by Fox Pointe Publishing group page that you're watching this on, if you scroll down a little bit, I've got her stuff linked on there as well.
Mhm.
And
They even got merch.
you got what?
They even
Yeah,
have merch.
yes. At first I thought you said March. I'm like, what's going on in March? No, she has merchandise. So she's got hoodies and coffee cups and
All sorts of stuff. Notebooks,
yeah.
backpacks.
Well, when we get off this, get on there and forward your links over to the Fox Pointe group page.
Okay.
I'm all about networking and advertising for people. Okay, we have more questions. Okay, from Dan Johnson again. Okay, cool. Itchy Pants sounds cool. And who did the illustration? That would be Kim Hanzo. She did the illustrations on that one. So Dan Johnson is getting Itchy Pants. Who's the illustrator? Okay. And then, we have is it Cami Olson? Cami, I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, who's the author of the Troll book? I'm not sure the title. I believe it's a series as well. All right, we have 3 Troll books, 2 of which are series. One is Helen Holder. She's coming out. Well, the Troll book. I'm thinking no. Oh my God, I'm out to
I haven't
lunch.
done any.
Sorry. Yes, the Vast Magic of All, and that would be Paula. And Kayla did the illustrations for that. And that's what, the first of 6 books?
The first of at least 5. This is the second one that just went to the printer.
Yep.
So there will be, and Kayla will be getting the 3rd one next spring.
And that's got a frog in it. And then the 4th one has what magical creature in it?
Fireflies.
Oh yeah.
No,
I like
we're gonna
those.
because children, when they come to visit Gray Valley, they need things that are imaginary, like trolls and fairies, but they need things they can relate to as well, such as frogs and fireflies.
Yep.
And the last book, unless someone else decides they want their story told, will be about how Wise Crone came to the valley and how she fits in with everybody, because she's human.
Yep. Okay. Perfect. Matter of fact, I was going with 2 of every time I go somewhere or a new account comes on, whether I'm in person with them or on the phone, I help them through the wholesale ordering site. And I have Rose Gets Her Name on there. And every one of them, when they're scrolling through, they stop. And then they'll back up. They'll be like, what's that one? And I'm like, oh, that's Rose Gets Her Name. And they're like, oh, that's part of the Troll book series. I'm like, mm-hmm. Yes. So yeah, Rose is getting out there, along with Toe Stepper, who is endearing to a lot of people. So yeah, the author of the Troll book is Paula Basinger Morhardt. The illustrator, of course, is the lovely Kayla, who it has a big calendar, a very overpacked calendar with many, many websites, and then flaunts her delicious food on her emails to the people who can't cook. Okay.
I'm actually grilling green beans and carrots from my garden right now.
Oh, yummy.
Very nice.
Be jealous.
Okay, again, one of these days when I'm a little more mobile, I'm really thinking the Cousin Eddie RV from National Lampoon's Vacation and me. I'm going to stop it. Huh? Yeah, I'm going to stop at all of your homes.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be fabulous. Anyway, all right, it's 6:53. Y'all have 7 minutes left to ask a question. I've got books. Right now, we've got Sandy Garlow getting the 3 cookbooks. I've got Dan Johnson getting Itchy Pants. AJ, I need to know what book you want. I will meet you on the grassy knoll. Literally, that's the joke, because AJ lives the way I'm sitting right now, about 500 yards that way.
Don't forget Cammie, who asked about my
Yep.
trolls.
And yep, Cammie is the fourth person who gets a book. And so I have 2 more books to give away. So I need 2 more questions in the next 6 minutes. Hop on it, folks. No. All right. So saying goodbye to everyone. There's 6 of us. You have a minute to say something. Carmen, what do you want to say in 1 minute before we sign off?
Oh, what?
I don't care.
Well,
Ever.
Just that I'm very excited about the Alzheimer's book that will be coming out for adults later.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm a marvelous writer for adults, but yeah, I think it will help people understand what a difficult disease it is to deal with and the terrible, terrible choices that you have to make, which you wonder if you've made the right one.
As a matter of fact, Carmen, one of her books is endorsed by allsauthors.org. It is The Monster Dog, a small dog with big heart learns about Alzheimer's disease. Do you have that nearby that you can hold it up?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
My
Yeah,
art
this is her,
underdose. Is this, can you see it?
kind of angle it back a little. Yeah, there you go. All right. That book is endorsed, like I said, by the allsauthors.org. She has done talks on it. Matter of fact, Helen, was this the book that she did the talk on at the senior center that you learned about us?
No, I saw her book. I think I saw her book maybe at Sweet Reads or somewhere. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yeah, where I saw
Okay.
Fox Pointe. I know where Fox Pointe is.
Okay. Well, yeah, I thought you had seen, because Carmen, you've given a talk at the library and the senior center and the bookstore and
PEO all over town, actually. Yeah.
yeah.
And she's on the program for the Floral Club next month. I was this month.
Who
Well,
is?
there you go. Very
Carmen is.
cool.
Well, I didn't know that.
Right?
Surprise.
Wait a minute. I'm
Also,
on.
the Ladies Floral Club is a program in
Who should I get in touch with? I didn't know this.
well, I'll talk to Sally Baker.
Okay, please.
Okay.
Probably agreed to it months and months ago and I've forgotten, but yes.
Okay.
So,
Glad
yeah,
you
so
mentioned
you
it.
and Melissa Benorden
And what month was it?
next month. So it'll be
November.
the second Monday of November.
Oh my gosh.
Surprise. And actually, Carmen, when the world is opening up a little further, if I can ever convince you to hop in the car, much like I'm going to haul Paula out to Chicago, if I can ever get you to some of the local libraries outside of Austin, you have people that would love to hear you speak.
Yes, I know that. I have the small dog, that's dying.
I know.
I mean, she's past 15 now, so
Okay.
I'm stuck at home with the dog right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But that's been the problem, that for the reason I've never been able to get out.
Okay. Okay. All right, John, you're up. 1 minute. What do you want to say to the world?
Oh, that I hope they enjoy reading about Kylan and his adventure and figuring out what's going on in the world and exactly what's happening. And oh, yeah, there's so much going on with the 4 books.
Okay.
Just in Through the Shattered Glass. It's just there's too much for me to cover effectively.
Okay. And be prepared in 2022 from April 23rd on. I'm going to have you at a lot of book events. And
Yes.
I know that Madison, Minneapolis, and Chicago have big Comic-Cons. And
Yep.
guess who's going? Yes.
Well, and anytime you're coming through and seeing Paula, you've got
Yep.
no excuse for not stopping by
Well,
and seeing me.
I know. It was seriously crunch time. It was like 10 days. In 10 days.
And when
And I wasn't even here, John.
Yeah.
I was up camping when she was in this area.
In the 10 days I was in Joe Davies County, I went to 14 libraries, 3 bookstores, And I
Sounds
went,
about right.
yeah, I mean, I was absolutely everywhere. And so, yeah,
When you go to kidnap Paula and take her to Chicago, I'll make sure I pack the nitrous oxide to keep her nice and calm.
exactly. I'm gonna stop through at your place and throw you in the car too. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be fun. And there you go. And
Perks
then
of still having contacts in the machining world.
there you go. And Kayla, what do you want to say to the world for 1 minute?
Thanks for joining us and asking questions. And I don't know. Come watch my streams.
Yes, watch her streams. She's very creative. Helen, what do you want to say?
Well, I just am, people are missing their opportunities here. It's not every day you get a free book.
Yeah.
And we love questions. It gives us something to talk about.
Yes.
Not that we have any trouble talking, if you notice.
No, we don't. Yeah, speaking of that, so foxpointepublishing.com, that's where you can find all of our stuff. It's FOXPOINTE publishing.com. The E is because, well, we're fancy. That's my tagline. We're fancy. But yeah, foxpointepublishing.com, and in the navigation, you can click on shop now and you'll find all of our books, and you'll find pre-orders on things such as What Goes Up Must Come Down and Rose Guess Her Name. And I don't know if I probably don't have Darkness Stirrings on there yet.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that'll be more like January, February pre-order.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, if you go into the navigation bar and hit on professionals, you will pull up the 25 authors that we currently represent. Exactly. And of those 25, 14 of them are published right now. The 11 others have their first book somewhere in the production process. But you can click on their picture and it brings up their information page, and it's got all about them and upcoming events and all their different books listed. And on all the different books that are on those pages, click on any one of those covers, it'll take you over to the information page. Put it this way, that website has everything plus the kitchen sink on it, and probably more that is underneath the kitchen sink. I mean, that website is packed. But you'll learn events, book reviews, how to get a hold of people, all their contact information is, where to find the books. I mean, check out the website, foxpointepublishing.com. It is updated probably 4 times a day, if not more. All right, and then Paula, have you said your 1 minute spiel yet?
My 1 minute spiel is, please check us out on Facebook. Author Paula Morhardt or Books by Paula Morhardt. There was at both Facebook pages. All the authors have pages. Go to Fox Pointe and check us out. We've got stuff all over the place, and you'll find all the information on either our website or on the Fox Pointe website.
Yep. All of the people that, and I will also point out, if you scroll down on that professionals page past the authors, you're going to find 18 exceptional people, very talented support staff, Kayla being on one of those. And click on that and you can find her Twitch and her merch and her YouTube and everything that she's got. I'm very proactive on making sure that everyone's information are on all those pages. So it's a one-stop shop. You can just find everything on there. But yeah, definitely check out social media and all that kind of stuff. We have been blessed, and there's not a day that doesn't go by that Chelsea and I don't know that we're blessed with the fabulous people we work with, and they are all movers and shakers. I mean, Paula, what do you have coming up on upcoming events? You've got things coming up.
I have an event in Freeport, Illinois on November 13th. It's called the Fitness Lifestyle of Freeport, and they have a holiday expo. And then the following weekend, the following Saturday, the Orangeville Fire Department is doing a holiday expo to raise money to go back into the community at the grade school. And I will be selling my books there as well.
Okay. And I know, Helen, you've got, what do you have coming up? Obviously you're in the Twin Cities this
Just
weekend.
the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
And then I'm whipping off to South Carolina, North Carolina, and then I'm coming back and getting all the nativities set up. So
Okay. Do you have a Saturday? I think you do. You have a Saturday at Sweet Reads somewhere in
Oh, yeah,
November?
November 20th or whatever.
Yeah.
Saturday is close to that.
Okay. I knew
Forgot
there
about
was-
that one, but it's on the calendar.
Yeah, you should definitely show up for that.
Yeah.
Yep. And let's see, John is going to have a busy year next year after April
Yep.
23rd. Matter of fact, prior to April 23rd, he's going to be pretty busy too. Personally, Fox Pointe is going to be at the Twin Cities Book Festival in St. Paul on the State Fairgrounds in the Progress Building this Saturday. It is free admission from 9 to 5, I think it is. Let's see, then let's see, the next week, November 6th, we're in Boone, Iowa at the bookshop. So come out and see us there. We're going to have AJ and Joanne and myself, and all of our Fox Pointe books are there. So come out for that. November 13th, I don't think I'm doing anything. November 20th, we're in Burlington, Iowa at the Burlington by the Book. That's the bookshop down there at 301 or 303 Jefferson Street. Burlington, Iowa, Southeast Iowa. We're going to be down there from, I think, 11 to 3 or 11 to 4. And Joanne, Jason, and myself and all the books will be there. November 27th and 28th, I will be at the GSR Fine Art Festival in Mankato, Minnesota with all of the books. And I know Jason will be there, and I'm not sure who else. December 4th, I want to say I am at Fair Trade Books in Red Wing, Minnesota. And I think I'm just having my books there. And then December 11th, I'm at Sweet Reads in Austin, and we're doing a book fair there as well. And Carmen is going to be there, and Thea is going to be there, and Joanne is going to be there. So check that out. Oh, we have lots of stuff going on. Anyway, so, all right, well, no other questions. So I thank you very much for watching us this evening. We will be, let's see, October 12th, so 14. So October 26th, we'll be back with a whole new crew, and we will talk about chili and ruined Jell-O recipes and Amish friendship bread. And well, it'll be a different, but anyway. So we'll be there. So, okay, of the people that contacted and wrote questions, I'll get a hold of you and we'll get books to you. And thank you so much for joining us. And again, foxpointepublishing.com, FOXPOINTE publishing.com. Books make great gifts because they can continually being opened. It's like a gift that they can open and open again. And then of course you got cookbooks and stories and sci-fi and yeah. There you go. All right, we'll talk to you later. Have a fabulous day in your neighborhood. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.